Hey Jake, you're the only one who does rental updates for Miami-Dade on YouTube. What's going on in the rental market? Well, my friends, have I got an update for you this week. We're talking about rentals in Miami-Dade and prices are down, and we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of other stuff as well, and I'm gonna be showing you where the deals are. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent, and in this video, we're gonna be talking all about the rental market in Miami-Dade County. I'm gonna be showing you guys on the MLS exactly where the buildup of supply is that's been on the market for a long time, AKA where you can probably get some good deals right now. We're gonna be looking at price, days on market, supply. We're gonna be looking at what kind of deals you can get in this market. It's gonna be crazy, so definitely make sure that you stick around to the end of the video, and I'll be giving you my perspectives on what I would be doing if I was looking for a rental in the Miami-Dade market right now. So without any further ado, let's look at this data right here. And the first graph I wanna show you guys is this one, which is median sale price and then the number of active listings in the sort of purple line and then the red line respectively there. So as you can see there, active listings, AKA supply, has started to level off, okay? So that's our red line there. We see it started to level off from this like tremendous upswing that we had starting in, really right around the turn of last year in 2022, from 2021 to 2022. And the median prices actually have started to come down since the end of 2022 as well. Now we're gonna be talking about that little pop-up here in a second. So supply is not back to pre-pandemic levels. As you can see right now, we're hovering right above 8,000, between 8 and 9,000 there. Whereas pre-pandemic, we were anywhere from about 10 to 13,000. And then of course, we had a big pop-up in supply there, right as the pandemic occurred. Now, that's probably because, people were either moving back home and, units were freeing up, or, there's different reasons that could be happening. we don't know all of the details of why there was a big surge of number of active listings and the number of supply, but my best guess is most likely people were kind of moving back in with family and stuff because either they got furloughed or they lost their job or something. Something happened to where they needed to kind of condense the family together so that they could afford to keep on living and surviving, right? So, we're basically double the supply that we had right around this time last year. And, right now we're at 8,428 current units of supply to be exact. And that is, get this, ready, drum roll please, that is 226.8% higher than the pandemic low / all-time low in October of 2021 down here, when there was only 3,716 units of supply. So over 226% increase from here to right up here. We're still not back to that pre-pandemic level, but I mean, dang, we really made up a lot of headway in terms of the lack of supply that happened, during and throughout the pandemic. All right, so that's a good thing, as far as prices go, because the more supply you have, as long as demand's not getting outpaced by, the incoming supply, then you're gonna have a situation where there's downward pressure on prices. So let's talk about prices. So prices have fluctuated down to $3,000 for the median sale price, okay? Now, real quick, remember we talk about medians because in Miami-Dade, there's like crazy prices on the high side, whether it's rentals or sales, and it sort of makes if we did averages, the average would be like way higher, and it gives a little bit of a unrealistic impression of how much rentals actually cost, okay? So the median rental price dropped to about $3,000 in February of 2023, and looks like it could be going back up here in March, but, right now I'm filming this March 9th, so, it's not really statistically significant. We only have 9 days into the month, so definitely make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can get that data when I release it after March is over. We'll take a look at what happened with rental prices at the end of March, because it seems like people like these rental updates, whether you're a landlord who needs help renting out a unit, or a renter who needs help finding a unit. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys out in the real world and in the YouTube's worlds, giving you guys this fresh data. So let's take a closer look at supply and sales activity. So this is going to be fun. I changed up the color of the graph there. I hope you guys like it. And I took out March for this because it looks like a crazy like straight line down. So we want to have a little bit better of a looking graph, something that looks a little more, realistic. Okay, so new listings, it's normal to see a bump up right before New Year's, and then and then to see a downtrend right after, okay? So our new listings, that's our blue line. We see that bump up right before New Year's. This is because, a lot of people's leases end in December or January 1st, right? And so you see that increase of inventory because people are, leaving their current unit and then finding a new unit, right? So, it's normal to see. You can actually see right here, right before January 2022, we saw that bump up, and then the bump down right before January 2021, bump up, then bump down. And the same thing with January 2020, boom. You can't see before January 2019, but you can see after, you see the bump down. So we saw that same thing, right? It's normal, there's a pretty healthy flow of new supply overall, as you can see here. So we're kind of like in this range here, not quite where we had as far as new listings before the pandemic, but a lot better than when we were like middle of the pandemic and things were like, it was just less and less supply. And at that same time, we had less and less supply in the purchase and sale market as well. It was just like nothing was on the market. It was crazy. So, we're seeing a healthier flow of new supply overall coming onto the market. Now sales, that's our orange line here, that actually means closed rental transactions. It's just the way the MLS is. It doesn't use a different word for rentals than it does for purchase and sales. So when we're looking at the stats and you see number of sales, it means rentals, okay? So you can see where the pandemic onslaught started, okay? So that's like right here, boom, it went crazy. Like this was like everybody from New York, Chicago, California, and all these places that were shut down. And, other places too, that they were like, man, Miami's looking great right now. Even though we did have some shut down like a little bit, things were kind of opened up quicker than other places. And, that's what that big, uptick is in this line right here. And then it kind of trickled out over time, right? We had like a bit of a steady increase in the number of sales, a little higher than that pre-pandemic era, and then right around like the beginning of 2021, the influx of people, of sales, number of closed rental transactions started to trickle down, right? So it was less people like moving to Miami, still a good amount, but, and also too, keep in mind we had that situation where, there was a big bump in inventory right as the pandemic happened because, there was, so there's a thing called household starts, or household formations rather, which basically means like if me and you are roommates and then I move out to get my own place, that's a household formation, right? Because I'm moving out, I'm getting my own house, right? So the opposite of that, household formations, would be like when we had that big bump of increase of supply at the beginning of the pandemic, people were moving back in with their families, right? So that's also going to affect that number of sales, right? You're going to have less people moving around, or number of rentals transactions, closed rentals, we'll call it. So you have less people like moving around after their leases renew as well, because prices had gone really high and a lot of people were just hunkering down where they were at because they figured, hey, my landlord only increased my rent a few $100, but the rest of the market has increased by like a crazy amount. I'm probably going to be saving money just staying where I'm at, not to mention the cost of moving and the heartache and headache and all that stuff, okay? So we see that those number of closed rental transactions sort of trickled out here, and then it had a resurgence at the beginning of 2022 here, and now we're pretty much stable, slightly below the era right before the pandemic, which was over here, but pretty stable in terms of the number of transactions that are going on. So let's talk about deals, all right? So everybody loves a deal. and I'm no exception to that. I love a good deal. So the median days on market is the blue line that we're looking at. And then the orange line is the close price to original price ratio. That just means, what's the ratio difference between what a unit was listed at versus what it actually closed at, okay? And that's the percentages on the right-hand side. Then you got your days on market on the left-hand side. Okay, so the median days on market right now is 32 so far in March, okay? So a little over a month, and that's actually down 5 days from the recent peak of 37 in January, okay? So we can see that little peakity peak right there in January, 37. It was actually 35 in February, so we're down a few more days. Sorry, it was 34 in February, so we're down a couple more days from February to March so far, okay? The pace of the market seems to be picking up a bit, right? When we see days on market going up, that means the market's slowing down, right? When we see days on market going down, that means the market's speeding up, right? Look at that. The market went crazy fast right here. And that's when we were at almost 12 days on market was the median days on market. It was insane. Now we're in a little more of a healthy range. The market seems to be picking up just a little bit, although it's also normal for things to slow down in the holidays. Remember, we saw the decrease in sales that happened in from January, and that's maybe to be expected for things to pick up a bit. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. As far as the sales market, days on market is still going up. So it's interesting to see days on market going down in the rental market. If you want to see what I'm talking about, you can go check out some of my previous videos that I've done as far as the purchase and sale market. Now, we're still in a rental market for deals, okay? So you have a 97.1% original price to closed price ratio, all right? So what does that mean? In simple terms, if a unit cost $1,000, if it was listed for $1,000, then it's going to likely rent for $971, okay? So, that's cool, right? We love deals. And in fact, that's actually down 1% from February. So you can see that 98.1% was here. Boom. And so far it's going back down, right? Now this crazy plateau here actually goes off the map. It's just the graph doesn't go, or off the graph. I guess you could think of it as a map, but it goes off the map, off the graph, however you want to say it up here, but the graph doesn't go past 100. So this was when prices and everything were crazy, and you see that inversely related with the days on market as they went down and prices were above 100%. This is when I was seeing things like something was listed for $2,500 a month and it was renting for $3,000 a month, because all the people from New York and California and places where people had much higher median incomes than people who live in Miami were coming and saying, hey, I can get a 2-bedroom here for $3,000 a month in New York. That's a studio apartment or whatever, right? So, they were coming down and felt, very house rich in a sense, So, for better or for worse. But now things have come down, right? As the market has slowed down, the median days on market has come back up and the market slowed down. We see deals have entered the chat, okay? So, that's interesting to note. And since we're talking about deals, let's go ahead and see where those deals are. Okay. Oh, actually, let me show you on here. Skibbity boom. Give me 1 second, actually. And I'm going to show you guys where the deals are. So I'm actually going to show you the MLS right now. So get ready, because it's cool. All right. I think it's cool. So here's the MLS. So as you can see, and what we're looking at, just so you guys can see it, everything that has been on the market for 100 days or more, okay? So remember, the median days on market is 32. So that means everything you're seeing on this map is things that have been on the market for more than triple the median days on market, all right? So these are properties that have been sitting forever and ever, and the landlord really needs to make a deal, so they're probably desperate to cut a deal with somebody. All right, so where are the most deals? Well, check this out. In downtown in Brickell, there's a lot of units, right? But you can see, boom, look at all these in Brickell especially. Okay, keep in mind, like I said, These are all properties that have been on the market for 100 days or more, okay? So that's wild. Look at how many units there are there. Now let's go check out Miami Beach. You can see there's a bunch in South Beach as well. If we zoom in here a little bit more, you can see, all up and down West Avenue here on Collins, right, as well. As you get up to more like mid-beach, all up and down. Look at this. Deal City, son. We're getting up into LaGorchi. Look at all these deals that you can get. I mean, places trying to rent for $28,000 a month. The market's not there. A 3-bedroom for $7,000 a month. The market's not there. They need to reduce their price. They're hemorrhaging money. They're literally like, their money supply is like decapitated. Imagine that. You have a unit, if it's not paid off, and let's say your mortgage is, $5,000 a month. You're trying to get $7,000 a month and cash flow $2,000, right? Well, maybe they'll take $6,000. That way, they're at least cash flowing $1,000, right? Now you can see all up and down along the coast here, all these properties that are for rent that have been sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting. Okay, so this is where the deals are. Look at Sunny Isles Beach, son. There are so many deals that you guys can be getting in this market right now. And, of course, an expert realtor like myself can help you parse the market, figure out how long has a property been on the market, what are other similar units renting for, and, come up with an idea of what you could probably get it for, offer it to the landlord and see if they'll bite, see if they'll take it. Not as many deals in North Miami, right? These are properties that, not that one, but these are properties that generally are a little bit more reasonably priced. So they have to sort of succumb to the market a bit. The beach has more inflated prices. As you get closer to the water, into the more higher desirable areas, you're going to have people who are like sort of shooting for the stars more and trying to get a crazy price for their rental. Look here in Wynwood, we've got a few, but look at Edgewater. All up and down Edgewater, you have tons of opportunities to get deals. Not so much in Allapattah, right? Because, that's not like as much of a desirable area. Allapattah is fine. It's not Brickell. It's not downtown. It's not Edgewater. Here in Coral Gables, you got a few. Let's see what's happening down there in Coconut Grove. Yeah, you got a few in Coconut Grove, down in South Grove, East Grove, even in West Grove, some. Right across from University of Miami. So, hopefully this helps you guys out to understand what is going on in the rental market, what's happening as far as units that have been listed for a long time and where you can maybe get a deal. Of course, like I mentioned, I can directly help you out with that, whether you need to lease out a unit if you're a landlord or if you're a renter and you're looking to rent a unit, whether you're here in Miami or, I've helped plenty of people relocate to Miami. There's still plenty of people moving down here. So if that's you or you're somebody who's already located in Miami, I can help you out. All my contact info is in the description down below. And if you made it this far in the video, you might as well go ahead and smash the like button, obliterate the subscribe button, annihilate the notification bell so you don't miss videos like this, especially when I drop the newest data from March once that data comes out. And guys, that's about it. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time and watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.